Good morning, everyone. Asian markets are mixed this morning with a positive bias. The US 10-year yields are stable at around 4.65%. And Indian equities continue to witness selling by FIs for the 13th straight day on Friday. I will now hand over the call to the technical team.
Thank you, Jihan. A very good morning, all of you. So we have seen a positive and a gap up opening in yesterday's motor trading session, and Nifty has closed at a support level of 19,525, and it was a positive closing. But today we are seeing at the intraday level, Nifty has immediate support, which is placed at around 19,500 levels, which is its 100-day moving average, which will act as a very important support zone for Nifty. And the resistance on the upside is currently placed at 19,600. Once 19,600 is closing is done on closing basis, that is above its 50-day moving average, then we can expect a rally up to 19,670 to 19,750 levels also. And the downside support, as I mentioned earlier, it is around 19,500 followed by 19,400. Moving on to Bank Nifty has given a good closing in yesterday's trading session above 44,000 levels, though it made an intraday high of 44,145 levels. For today, the Bank Nifty's immediate resistance will be around those levels only, that is 44,180, followed by 44,300, and the big rally will start only above 44,500. The immediate support for Bank Nifty is currently placed at 43,900, followed by 43,770. Moving on to Nifty Financial Services, it has closed around 19,650 levels. The upside resistance is placed at 19,740, followed by 19,800. And the downside support is placed at 19,600 to 19,500. If we talk about stocks, PNB is looking good at current levels. It has closed around 76 and it is consolidating from quite a long time. We can expect a rally in this zone. It has made a positive RSI crossover as well as positive higher top, higher bottom patterns. Though it's a very slow moving counter, but we feel that it can, whenever the Bank Nifty is moving, we can expect a rally from PNB as well for a target of 82 by keeping a strict stop loss of 73.50. Second stocks would be Eicher Motors. Eicher Motors has consolidated well, and we have got a trendline breakout in this for a target of 3,700. Eicher Motor can be bought by keeping a strict stop loss of 3,500. So that's all from my side. I request the derivatives team to take the call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Ayush. On the derivative front, see, more or less, we have seen a very good rally from the 18,800 odd levels. Now, at 19,500 odd, the data is still positive. The only, real problem is that the PCR at 19,500 hasn't gone above 1. So, if we open up, there might be some sort of selling pressure which can take Nifty towards that 19,500 levels. Once the PCR moves above 1, you will see further buying coming in, and then Nifty actually going up towards the 19,800 odd levels, which seems to be the next resistance zone for Nifty. So a couple of days of resistance would be there. So if you bought something at the lower end, this would be the right time to book some profits. Also, the VIX has gone up, so a couple of indicators are suggesting that some sort of selling pressure can come in for the next couple of days. Yeah, so that is the important support level is 19,400 now on the lower end. So we might see a consolidation in between 19,400 to 19,550, 19,600 odd, and then probably a breakout again. From the stock specific front, we have seen, almost everything has been moving up. ONGC, I think the results have come, but the data is positive. It's seen a lot of short covering action earlier. Now you're seeing longs being built in, so there are chances of further buying coming in this stock. We are going to see banks which have not moved up that much. the banks will move up quite considerably. So यहाँ से banks should move up very aggressively. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Like to ask the fundamental team to take over, please.
On the result side, Bombay Stock Exchange result was above expectation. Revenue came much higher at 314 crores versus estimate of 226 crores and grew by 46% sequentially and 59% year on year. Profit also came at 120 crore versus expectation of 75 crore. So a big beat from BSE, and performance was driven by transaction charges, primarily cash market. But over next 3 years, we see that contribution from F&O will increase from almost zero currently to between 30 to 40% of consolidated P&L over next 3 years. So that is going to drive the big growth for BSE Limited. And we think that stock can continue to outperform even from the elevated levels. On the other hand, LIC result has again declined. We have seen that consistently LIC has disappointed in front of results. AP and VNB both declined by 12% year on year. Market share stood at 58% versus last year same quarter 68%. So almost a 10 percentage point decline in market share. Clients who are still holding LIC should be made to sell out and exit the stock. Edelweiss financial result continued to remain weak. NBFC and insurance segments continued to post losses. ARC performance improved, but overall the core at core profit before tax level, the company remained in losses. So we would suggest to avoid the stock. Time Technoplast result has improved. Revenue grew 16% year on year. EBITDA margin saw a 100 basis points expansion from 13% to 14% year on year. And accordingly, profit came at 70 crores versus last year 50 crores. So expect a good reaction in the stock in the short term. Also, there is a trigger in the form of a sale of the international business of the company, which is almost 1/3 of its P&L. So if any announcement comes on that front, then that will be an icing on the cake after these strong results. Thank you.
Good morning. Galaxy Surfactants Limited posted the results broadly in line with expectations. There was a decline in revenue by 20% on a YY basis, which was on account of declining realizations due to lower raw material prices and down trading in consumption in the developed markets. Overall volume grew by 9.8% on a YY basis, and there was a consistent volume-led growth in India. Also, it has seen early signs of recovery in AMET region, which led to an overall improvement. EBITDA per kg for Q2 stood at rupees 19.2, and consolidated EBITDA declined by 5% on a YY basis, mainly on account of pressure in specialty care volumes. The stock is trading at a PE of 30.7 times to FY24 EPS, and we are neutral on the stock. Mrs. Bector's Food Specialities Limited result was above expectations. Revenue grew by 19.3% on a YY basis, and EBITDA margin reported at 15.6% versus the expectation of 14.7%. The company has been improving its margins on account of distribution expansion, and the stock is trading at a PE of 53.6 times to FY24 EPS, where our outlook is positive over the long term as the stock has rallied in the recent months, but we are positive on the long-term story. Vishnu Chemicals had hosted the con call yesterday, and we have seen that there is a strong volume growth. However, there was a contraction in profitability. Chromium Chemicals domestic and export revenue grew by 6 and 7% respectively. During the quarter, chrome ore prices were at elevated levels and reached their highest level in Q2. Accordingly, the management has revised their contracts with the customers, and it is observing or it is expecting the higher margins for Q4. Also, in terms of volume growth, chromium and barium sulfate have grown by 10% on a sequential basis, and gross margin has also grew by 10%. Company has reduced its debt by rupees 63 crore during first half of FY24, and it expects reduced finance cost from quarter 3 onwards. It has observed volume growth in chromium in terms of sodium dichromate, and chrome ore prices have increased by 25% over the last 3 quarters, where shutdown in largest chromium plant in Europe has provided great opportunity for Vishnu Chemicals, where it expects to receive some order flows from their customers, and these orders could be seen from quarter 1 FY25. The stock is trading at 17.5 times to TTM APS, and our outlook is positive. Thank you.
Commodities team can take over.
Yeah, thank you, Jian. Good morning, everyone. So, in today's session, we might see some pullback in gold. Buying around 60,000, 59,700 is recommended, and on downside, one can maintain a stop loss of 59,450. On upside, again 60,000, 60,100, one can take profits. And silver prices are expected to trade weak. Prices are expected to test 69,000. So one can sell around 70,000 and maintain a stop loss of 70,650. Crude oil also, there could be some pullback. So prices are expected to test 6,400. And for a pullback, one can buy with a stop loss of 63.20. And on upside again, 6,500 is the area where one should take profits. Natural gas prices are expected to hold 250 levels. So buying around 250 and maintaining a stop loss of 240 is recommended. On upside, we can expect 260 to 65 targets. In copper, we are expecting a range bound movement. Prices should hold 695, 694 levels. So if it is sustaining, then one can initiate a buy. Else on closing basis, if it is closing below 695, then we remain cautious in the metal front. In zinc, one can expect buying around 227, and one should maintain a stop loss of 225. So again on upside, 230 is the target we are eyeing for. That's it from me. I'll ask Utkarsh to take the call forward.
Thank you, sir. Very good morning, all of you. For today's trading session in USD, we are expecting some sideways momentum in the range of 83.45 on the higher side, and on the lower side 83.25 levels. So if prices comes around 83.27 levels, so one can initiate long positions with a stop loss of 83.22 levels for the target of 83.38 and 83.42 levels. In GBP INR, one can initiate short positions around 102 levels with a stick stop loss of 102.21 levels for the target of 101.66. In Euro INR, one can initiate a long positions if prices sustaining about 89.19 levels with a stick stop loss of 88.93 levels for the target of 89.32 and 89.50 levels. Thank you.